Okay, so what I've got in front of me is a credits report. Now this is something that we pull from Orderwise and we have to look at on a weekly basis to investigate really. So as you can see here, we've got the return reason. So it might be the change of mind. It might be that it was faulty. Some of it's unknown and some of it's wrong part ordered or supplied. So the reason we look into this, if a customer's changed their mind, we need to value why have they changed their mind. We need to find out why, get some answers. For faulty stuff, we need to know the value of it and what kind of products are being returned. Is it stock? Is it things that we've built? What is it? Then we have unknown. They're important to look into because we can't really accept unknown as an answer for returning something. If someone says, I want to return this, and they don't know why, we're not going to take it back. So we need to find out where this money's come back from. And then wrong part ordered or supplied, that's a training thing. Because if we're supplying the wrong thing or not ordering people, those people that have sold these things will need training on whatever they've done wrong. It's just an opportunity to help other people and teach them, and we can see the value for each one. So now I'm going to show you how we get this report. So if I close everything down on Orderwise, and we'll start from the start. So if I close all of the tabs, there we go. So this is when you first open Orderwise. You want to go to returns, and you want to go to returns customer list. Sorry, no you don't. You want to click reports on the customer section, and then you can do returns by customer. That's what we want. Then you want to run that to Excel, and you want to run it for, if we regularly do this on a Friday. So if it's a Friday, I know it's not, you just run it for the past week on the Friday, but you can run it for a selected time. So I would actually suggest that you run it for the whole of last week. So you can see on there, I've ran it from midnight on the 7th and then until 11:59 on the 13th. So we've got the full week. You want to tick all customers, all locations, all reps, all of them, everything ticked apart from this one. Then you tick the arrow. Okay, then you can just go ahead and save this to your desktop. It's not something that we need to keep forever, so we'll just save it to our desktop for now. Okay, and you just open that one up. Okay, it's just gone onto the screen. I'll drag it over. Here we are. So then we need to filter some of this data out because we don't actually need all of it. So the things that we can get rid of: customer ID and account number, I'm not too bothered. We forgot the customer name, that's fine. We don't need the return ID, so we can get rid of that. We don't actually need the return number, so we can get rid of that one because we can just look on the order history. Customer return reference will need, linked order number we will need, the date is not really bothered because we know when it is. The return ID we don't need, the variant ID we're not too bothered about, nor the variant code. We want to keep the description so you can see what's been returned. Now we want to get rid of excluding VAT because we're going to look at retail price with that, and then we can get rid of the quantity to return. Okay, we want the actual reason, the return reason, and then we can get rid of the rest of this. Delete it. If you notice, there are columns that are across the top of that. So we have all of that. Next thing is we're going to print this off and format it a bit. So I want to get it spread out nicely. If you click file and print, and then you want to set the orientation to landscape, you can actually see the dotted line that it will fit into. So you just want to make sure that it will fit. You might want to highlight all of them and just hit wrap text, and then you can make that box smaller and do that. So now you see the lines on the end, it will all fit onto a printed piece of paper, and you want to just go to the top, make them more clear, make that a bit smaller so you can see all of that is nicely spread out. There's 2, so we've got all the headers in. Okay, so now we can see the products, what's been returned. The next thing we want to do, highlight all of this, and we want to hit that sort and filter and custom sort it. And we want to sort it by return reason. Just hit OK. So now we can see change of mind, faulty, unknown, wrong parts of ordered, wrong parts supplied. Then you want to click on the line where it becomes a new thing, right click, insert a line. You want to click in the box where it's the value, hit auto sum just there, press enter, and then just highlight that a different color so you can see it a bit easier. And then you want to do the same on each one. So you do that for unknown, right click, hit insert, click just there, auto sum, enter that, and then we'll just color that. So then we want to do that for all of them. Okay, so then we'll have a value so we can get a gauge on what we've returned, how much it's cost, all of that. So you can see we've got wrong part ordered, and wrong part supplied. We're just going to take that all into account. We should be making sure that our customers are ordering the right thing. That's part of our job. Okay, so you can see we have 4 different totals for different things. Then we can go ahead and print this. You don't need to print it, but you can if you want. I find it a bit easier to work from a printed sheet. It's also good to take to the EOS meetings and show people. But then essentially what we want to do is look into each one of these credits by going on the returns. I'll show you. We'll go on the returns customer list. We would find the customer that are unknown. So we go NIBSC, search that in here, NIBSC, like that. Click there, look at their returns history, and you could also look at their order history, and the return will be on there. So you can see that Rowan's done this return, and we need to find out why it's unknown, why it was actually returned, write an actual reason, and you want to get a reason for each one of them. And you would do the same thing for this wrong part ordered, wrong part supplied. You go and speak to the person about what went wrong with it, do they know how to fix it, do they know for the future, and just make sure that for every one of these that comes up, we are learning something and someone is making sure that it won't happen again. For the faulty stuff, just make a note of what's come back, and for the change of mind, just speak to the person again by going into order history on the returns list, finding the return, and just delving into it, asking some questions, finding out why they changed their mind, why it was unknown, why it was faulty, and why we supplied them the wrong part. We just want an explanation between each one so we know it's legitimate and we know it's okay.